George Stephanopoulos, he has apologized for not disclosing $75,000 in donations to the Clinton Foundation. But this morning, there are new concerns about just how closely tied to the organization the ABC anchor and chief political correspondent is. Now there are reports Stephanopoulos is also involved with the Clinton Global Initiative. How? Well, let's bring in CNN senior media correspondent Brian Stelter. It just gets worse.
For ABC, it's not going away, Carol. I think Stephanopoulos thought this might go away after he apologized and then apologized again. But the Washington Post this morning is highlighting Stephanopoulos' role with the Clinton Global Initiative. These are the events, the very glitzy events that are held a number of times. There are panel discussions at these events and on-stage interviews. And the Post is highlighting how Stephanopoulos has been a panelist sometimes, an interviewer sometimes at these events.
Doesn't ABC have to give him permission to do that?
ABC does, and ABC says in this case they were well aware of these events. They are public events, so this wasn't so much an issue of disclosure as the donations was. The issue with the donations was that he didn't tell his bosses about them, nor did he tell viewers. It's different when you're a panelist at a Clinton event because it's a public event, it's on camera, everyone's aware that you're doing it. Obviously, other journalists do it as well. Anchors here and other television networks have also been involved in the Clinton Foundation conferences. The big difference, of course, is none of them have given money to the foundation. That is the key issue for Stephanopoulos. The other key issue, of course, is none of those other anchors, none of those other journalists have ever been employed by Bill Clinton in the past. This issue has really brought to the surface something that's been beneath the surface for a long time, which is that Stephanopoulos did have that long and key relationship with the Clintons in the 1990s. He worked hard to distance himself from them and to become a journalist and to become a famed television anchor, but now all that's come back to the surface because of these donations.
So what do you suppose is going to happen?
It seems to me that ABC is unwavering in their support of Stephanopoulos. They've invested so much into him over the years. He's one of their biggest stars, and he's not going anywhere. But it does seem like his ability to cover the election is going to be affected by this. Will he be able to moderate any debates, not just a Republican debate, but will he be able to moderate a Democratic debate, given his ties to the Clintons? Will he be able to cover the election in the way that he was intending to? I think that's an open question in the TV industry. Even though ABC is saying they fully stand by him, we might see in the future him doing fewer political interviews or doing fewer big political events than he otherwise would have.
You know, what's sad in this, I think people just want transparency. I mean, everybody knew Stephanopoulos worked for the Clintons. That's no big secret, right? People were already aware of that. So why not just come out and be transparent about what you're doing?
Well, if you were going to make the donations, which seems like a real mistake, then to not tell viewers about the donations is the bigger mistake. So you pile on mistake on top of mistake, and that does have an impact on credibility. Every time there's a journalistic controversy like this one, or the one with Brian Williams, which is very different, or the one with Bill O'Reilly involving his reporting past, which is all very different cases. But each one of them causes people at home to have further doubts about the credibility of all journalists. And we have to be trying harder than ever to win people back, not give them reasons to mistrust us.
Brian Stelter, I couldn't agree more. Thanks so much.